Man, show is.
It
We just on
wasn't.
here for no.
Okay, I didn't think so.
We just been out
I
here
think that's
talking
why
for no
Grace is.
reason.
I think that's why Grace is calling you probably.
Oh, because with no volume. She could have texted me like black self.
All right, now we got volume now.
We've been on here for no reason. Just talking.
Right, right. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, talk. I guess you can. Let's start again with our.
If you know what, we can exit out and go back into it. Isn't it?
Well, what? Why? You already here. Let's
No,
go.
everybody dropped out because we nobody could hear us.
Oh, okay.
So let's drop off and come back in. As
Why do you got to drop off though? I
oh,
don't
we
want
don't
to
have
drop
to.
off.
Okay,
Okay.
we can just stay on.
I'm just gonna do the thing and then put banner. Do our what you call it again? Good morning. This is the morning show. We was really up here talking for the last 20 minutes, and
With
there was
no
no
volume.
volume.
My apologies,
So we were
y'all.
just
Hey.
talking to each other, which is fine.
So
Oh,
what we're talking about today is love after 50, finding that significant person in your life that you would like to share the rest of your life with. Welcome, welcome. If you're just now tuning in, we do apologize. We were having some volume difficulties. We were just here talking to each other, and I think that was a great thing that we were doing. We have 6 days countdown to getting married. This lovely lady, I wake up and praise God every day for blessing her in my life, blessing us in each other's life. And at this age, you really need somebody that you're compatible with. Now we did mention on like we're post 50, so we're over the hill. Well, she is.
nah, over the hill.
So at that time, when we're coming down the hill, you'd rather be coming down the hill holding somebody's hand than just tumbling down alone. My thoughts. To each his own, though.
Right.
Now, what I believe in is compatibility. Is the number one thing that you do want whenever you come into a relationship as seasoned as we are. It's not going to be a lot of change in butterflies. Not going to be a lot of change in me. So we're going to have. So as we do now, we just have to merge our tangibles together. And she does not want to change me. A lot of things that I changed because it was comfortability. Now we're speaking about heaven on earth, because a lot of times people say, um, just wait, and then when you go to the pearly gates after death, it's hell on earth. And Dr. Butterfly has subscribed to that was a trick by the slave masters telling the slaves it's hard now, but once you die, it's going to be all great. But why can't we not have heaven on earth? Why can't we not have that great time while we're still here? A lot of people, like myself, I was really tormented. Even Dr. Butterfly, when she came out her previous relationship and I came out my previous relationship, we didn't know each other then. What we knew of each other, we didn't know each other then. But I was really putting myself through torture. Excuse me. I was really putting myself through torture, and Dr. Butterfly was too, because I talked to her in the conversations we had. I was like, wow, we are doing the same thing to ourselves. So why can't we have heaven on earth, baby? Or can we have heaven on earth while we're here? It's because a lot of people say it's hell here on earth, but why can we not have heaven on earth?
Well, I think we can. I'm like I said, I subscribe to what Kirby John used to always say. Right here, right now. He be saying that in church all the time, and that's at Windsor Village. And I kind of got from him, he didn't say that, but I got from him that it was a scam that the white man taught us to endure all this pain here on earth. And in the end, we will have heaven. But we can have heaven right here, right now. But I think that each person has to take the responsibility. Like each person has to take the responsibility for their attitude, for their ability to, get over things, for their ability to choose wisely in the first place. Like choose someone you like. You know what I'm saying? Like being mindful and but mostly being responsible for your energy. Being responsible for the energy that you bring to the relationship. If you
And even if you're not in a relationship, even if you're not in a relationship, that does not mean you cannot have heaven right here on earth.
right, because a lot of people do.
You can have heaven on earth by yourself, by the things that you need to do. Going about abroad about the things that you're supposed to do. So you definitely can still have your heaven on this earth. So however that looks to you, and
Right, because
we're
plenty of
using the
people are
word
single.
heaven from Christian, Christian. We're Christian, so we say heaven. But whatever you are, your religion is, you can have happiness and peace on this earth. If you're not one of those people. If you are, then you teach us the longevity tricks and all of that, so we can have that right here on
Right,
earth as well.
right. And the thing is, yeah, it don't have to be in a relationship because a lot of people are very peaceful by themselves, and that's why they're there. Because they really, for some people, they have discovered that they can't be peaceful in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So they just, choose not to do it, and there's nothing wrong with it, especially at this age. I can see how some people just choose to just be, you know, I'm not gonna say by themselves because just because you're not in an intimate partner relationship does not mean that you by yourself. Because like before, I've told women, I said, stop lying like you don't want to be with nobody and you sleeping with people. Uh, and the reason why I say that don't mean that everybody you need to be with somebody, but I'm just saying when women are sleeping with people, a lot of times they're getting feelings. So I'm just saying, it's a lot of women that's single and celibate, and they're very happy. So
Right.
it ain't for everybody. But if you are in a relationship, you got to take responsibility for your own energy on a daily basis of what you bring.
Right. Agreed upon.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to take responsibility for not having no attitude and staying with it and staying in that attitude. You know, so you take responsibility for your own energy. If you do that every day, it gets a lot easier. If you decide to reset, and when you do get upset in a relationship, if you decide like this is my person, like what I decided with Herman is this is my person, this is who I want to be with. It ain't no point in me keeping an argument going for a week or 2 weeks when I know I want to be with them. What sense does that make? I mean, I'm not gonna choose to be with nobody else. I'm not gonna leave them. Any of that thing. I'm not gonna do that. If I'm talking mess about him, I even tell my therapist. If I say something about him, I'm just venting. It's not because I'm gonna leave him. I'm just venting. I'm just just being irritated, being annoyed. I might spaz out 1 or 2 times, and like the other day when I was on there talking about, uh, have you seen Herman? Have you seen Herman?
They just got to find that show.
Right. If you see Herman,
They just got to find that show.
right. Okay, I ain't gonna put it. Okay, I ain't gonna put it right. But I'm just saying,
so y'all just got to find that show that she was tripping on.
I might, if I spaz out, that still don't mean that I'm leaving them alone. But I mean, if you know that, what's the point of you staying mad for 3-4 days in a row? If you already know that you're choosing to be with that person, and you're choosing the person for a lifetime.
Now, if y'all don't notice, I have a tape recorder.
What is that? But I'm just saying that's why I look at it. I already choose to be with you, right, and I choose to stay with you, and so there's no point in me being mad for 3 days,
right,
and 2 days, and even 1 day because I'm going to be with you. But that don't mean you can disrespect me and invalidate me like he'll try to do from time to time. You're fussing at me and won't listen. That's how we end up getting into an argument. Look at him.
No. But I'm trying to stay on topic. So, love after 50, finding your romance after 50.
Well, let me say what I was going to say the first time. Dating with wisdom and not wounds. at this age, you should be dating with wisdom and not wounds. What does that mean?
Dating with wisdom. So I'll say back in my 30s, I would be dating with wounds, trying to. Love is a battlefield. Love is not a battlefield. I like the song, but love is not a battlefield. In your 30s, love could be considered dating with wounds. So, oh, this person did me like this. I'm gonna try to create a strategy to defer them from who they are to try to change this individual. Uh, that's where you say dating with wounds. At this age, be truthful, be yourself, be unapologetic, and say, hey, are we compatible or not? And if you are compatible, then you'll go through. You'll find a way. If you're not, it's just really time to move on because we have more years behind us than ahead of us, unfortunately, at this age, at this season of life, unless people plan to live until they're 114, and that's not many. I mean, but I don't want to be around that long. I would love to, but I mean, hey, I mean, it's not. It's not. It's just,
if you up and moving,
right? It's really just not that. Now, the ironic thing is when I researched this, a lot of people that lived to like 114 and 120, they used to be smokers.
Oh, really? Well, don't you start?
No, not at all. I don't want that in my body. But they used to be smokers, believe it or not, and they stopped smoking at one point in time. So I was like, dang, that was kind of ironic. I was like, dang, but yeah. So fortunately, pick the right person.
Pick somebody you really compatible with, at least enjoy it. Yeah, and mostly shoot, and y'all friends.
Because Butterfly is definitely my friend. Is what I can say.
Yes.
I mean, we are friends.
Yeah.
I mean, we come. She gets on me, and I be like, dang. And then I have to maneuver through that. I got to figure out how.
We barely ever get into it though. Like we barely ever get into it. The relationship really do kind of feel like a piece of heaven on earth.
And I think that we probably get into it more on this show than in real life. For real, be honest with you, for real, we probably get into it more on this show than we do when we just sitting around the house.
Yeah.
And she can be a woman.
Yeah, I'm still a female.
She can be a woman.
Come on now, I'm still a woman.
And if you know what I mean by that, then you know what I mean by that,
Well, I'm still gonna fuss a little bit and probably have a little emotions here and there, that kind of thing. I'm still a female. I ain't no dude. So
I wish she could be in the doctor mode all day long and do herself. Like, you're not supposed to be doing this.
Duh. Not all the time. I'm still a human. Shoot. But love after 50 isn't about starting over. It's about starting wiser. It's just about being wiser. It's about not living in the survival mode and just, doing things from a survival place, but more so taking your time and making, making better decisions. So anyway, here goes we talked about the wounds. So here goes some of the wounds, and some of them be getting on my nerves, man, with my clients sometimes. But I'll never trust again. That's a wound. That's anxiety.
All right.
You got some?
Yeah, we got some comments.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning, Barbara Thurman. She says, when a man finds a good woman and he treats her the way she deserves to be treated, it will change his life. God favors a man that finds his wife and loves her the way God loves her. Couldn't agree with you more, Miss Barbara. Thank you for tuning in and saying that, because that is absolutely how I love Shanette, how God loved the church. Absolutely. And thank you so much for commenting there. And good morning to everybody else that's tuning into our live. We had some volume issues earlier, but we are back in full effect. Let me go over to Shanette's live. Please share this live.
Yeah, because the thing is, you can't be. Oh, I see why you said come out and come back in. But the thing is, a woman can't be even easy or soft without a healthy situation. Like you're not going to be, not no black woman is not. I don't know about no other woman. No other woman either, really. But
What is that?
I'm saying if it's not a good situation that you can be safe in, you're not going to be soft.
Right.
You're not going to be easygoing. You're going to be a wolf.
Because that's one of the things I always ask you. Do you feel safe? How do you feel? And you always say you feel safe. That's one of the things I always ask you building up to this marriage, because it's really important that how I treat you. Because first and foremost, I see you as my friend, and then you always be like, "You're my best friend," and I was like, "She about to friend zone me pretty soon."
What?
You were like, "You're my best friend, Herman." I was like, "She about to put me in the friend zone." Shit. Yeah, I was
Right.
like,
I
I
don't
was
even
trying to
have
find
time
new
for a
ways.
person
I
like
was trying
that.
to find new ways to romance her and be like, "I'm your best friend. Hold on." And so I completely understand what she was saying. Hey, Herman, you're my best friend, and I get it because you are my best friend, baby.
Right. Because I don't know how you can have anything else without that. If we ain't friends, the rest of it is rest
Right,
rest of it is not can't be there.
right. So I was like, man, best friend. And then you're calling me a nickname at one point. I was like, baby, please do not do that. She was saying, "What's up, Herb?
I only
Please
said that
don't
one
do
time.
that."
I said that like 3 times, and then
Ah,
you and Devin took that and ran with
and
it.
then her son was like,
Don't call him that. He don't like that. Devin be fighting for you more than anything. He don't like that.
I was like, oh,
I just said Herm.
God.
Well, I'm calling you Tyrone. Better
That's better.
call
My mama called
Tyrone.
me that. You know what? My mama told me she loved me 6 times. And the other day, me and Dr. Butterfly was on the phone 6 times in my life. You know, my life was not roses and cream, pieces of cream. So my mom told me 6 times that she loved me
That he can remember.
in my entire life. And the other day, me and we was talking to my mom, and my mom said, "I love y'all." And I was like, it really meant a lot to me. And I told her, I was like, "Baby, did you hear my mama?" And she was like, "Yeah." She said she loved us. I'm like, because I always because my mom, she's one generation removed from slavery. My mother's old. She's one generation removed from slavery. So back in those days, when people were telling their loved ones that they love them, that was probably the last time they're going to see that individual. So that's why now, furthermore, removed away from the generations of slavery, you'll hear people more so say, "I love you, I love you, I love you." But then in the slavery days, they would be like, "I love you," and they'll be crying because they're probably about to be pulled apart and never see each other again. So that's why my mother only told me she loved me 6 times in my life, and I kind of think value to that. Now I tell my kids every day, I talk to them, "I love y'all, I love y'all, I love y'all." But I remember one particular day, my son was going on the basketball camp tournament, and I was like, "Man, I'm so proud of you, man. I love you. Give me a hug, dude. Go out here and do your thing, dude." And my mom, she's crying. And I looked over to her and I said, "Mom, why are you crying?" And she said, "Because it's so sad." And I was like, "What's sad? He's leaving and you telling him you love him." "Mom, he's coming back. He's not going to be gone forever. He's coming back." And so she still held on to that. So when you have older parents and they're like 1, 2 generations removed from slavery, and they didn't tell you they love you that often, it's not because something that you were doing. It's something that was just how society then. I need to start screaming.
No,
I
you
need to
good.
start screaming like you do. What is she doing? What is she doing? Nah, hey, but so it's a generational thing. So when somebody, like my mama didn't never tell me she loved me, it may be because it was equate to some kind of sadness. Um,
I never thought about that either.
Their family was always going to the foster home system. So whenever they say they love them, they were going to be gone away from that particular family. So they equated that with a disappearance. Nowadays, we're here. I love my kids. I love you all. Hey, not going anywhere, not trying to disappear. So just keep that in mind. If you're one of these people my age and like my parents, whenever they tell me they love me, there was probably something to that effect there. And they did not know, and they did not know how to communicate that. One thing I can say, my mother always say, "Do you know I love you?" You
They
know,
they
and
equated with, ain't your lights on?
yeah, something like that. But
Mhm.
that's not always the case. You know I love you. Come on, chime in, anybody, if you like to chime in. Like I love you. And that's not always the case because you don't know, and sometimes we do need that validation. So with your partner, if you're not telling your partner you love them, figure out why and understand when you say you love them, it's not gonna be the last time that I see you. Like I love you, Dr. Butterfly.
Okay, so we talked about the part of it, the don't date with unhealed wounds. Okay, what is unhealed wounds, you think? Well, I'll say one of them. I'll never trust again. Anxiety. I'll never trust nobody else again after whatever I've been through.
Right. And if that during that time there, that's a reflection where you probably don't need to date until you can trust yourself. Because when you say I never trust again, you're included in that equation because you picked this person in your past. So when you say I never trust again, it's like I would never trust this individual again. And maybe talking about yourself, maybe you didn't pay a light bill, maybe you made a bad decision. So you don't that person at that time, but thinking that way, that's not a time to date. It's a time for self-reflection and maybe prayer if you're a praying person.
What about a person who or my what is it? My uh discovery phase journal. But what about a person who they can't stop bringing their ex up? That seemed like something my ex did. That's an unhealed wound. That seemed like something Ray did. Oh yeah, he did something like that. Oh, when he talked to me like that, when he stayed out late, he was cheating. So that looked like cheating to me. When he went to the store, when he stayed too long at the store, he was talking to women. When he whatever, like stuck in that what somebody else done. I be
Yep.
telling people all the time, don't nobody want nobody else's whoopings. For real.
And what that is, Ray in this scenario here is taking up free rent in your mind. You might as well charge them for taking up free rent or just be with that person.
That's what I be telling people. You ain't even broke up with your ex yet.
Right. You're not. So in that type of situation, Grand Rising family twin, in that situation, if you're talking about your ex in that fashion, you have not broke up with that person yet. And you need to find yourself in that situation. Do you want to go back with that person and be mistreated? There's a lot of times somebody may want to just do that.
Yeah, they need to go back because I be telling them you're not even broke up. I be telling my clients that all the time. You're not even done with you haven't even broke up with your ex. You may not be with them physically, but you're still with them emotionally and mentally. So how you going to get with this new person, but you still keep on bringing your ex up? That's annoying. I be telling my clients like, your new person don't be wanting to hear stuff about your ex. Ain't nobody setting up no date with you to hear about your ex. Like that's annoying.
And I was out killing wasps yesterday around the house. And I was like, you don't pay no rent here, you can't live here. And cleaning, scrubbing their nest off the house. And I'm like, yeah, so that's exactly what they're doing. They're taking up space away from you where you can have somebody else fulfill there. So just take it as a loss. We don't always win.
And you could have still won. Just because you ain't with the person no more, don't mean that you didn't win. You could learn stuff. You could have learned stuff from that relationship. You can learn what not to do yourself. You you took something, maybe you had kids and you took your kids from their relationship or whatever. But just because you didn't, it wasn't forever, doesn't mean it was a total loss. It just
Right.
wasn't for a lifetime. What about hyper independence? I don't need anybody. The people who come into relationships and with that
Oh yeah,
ideal, I don't
we
need
learned
nobody. I'm
about
not gonna ask
we
nobody.
learned about that this weekend. Last week, we learned about hyper independence.
Okay, what about it? I don't remember learning about that.
One of your homies was like, well, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
need nobody. And I get it. However, what about those nights that you're alone, the skeletons come out the closet?
Yeah. Well, they just talking about even when they in a relationship, they don't ask for what they need. They don't ask the person for anything. They just in the relationship, and they're even a lot of my clients are nervous, too scared to ask for anything. Like they don't want to ask somebody to do nothing for them. My client just told me that. I'm not gonna ask somebody to do anything for me. What? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they won't even tell you what they need. Like you'll be with them, and they will not tell you what they need. And they're like, you should know what they need.
And that's not true. That's not true at all. We need to find out what you need, and that's from you all. So
That's real crazy when people think that people. If you're paying attention, you should know what I need, Herman.
No,
Like you got time to do that.
And I always reiterate to her, like, hey, always reiterate to her, hey, this is what I need. I need this right here. She tells me that as well. Or I ask, what do you need right here? What do you need right here in this moment? Sometimes she needs to talk about the past. Sometimes she don't.
I don't like talking about the past, really.
No,
I try not to get caught up in stuff like that. I feel like right now, let's live right now.
But she does talk about the past every so often, and I'm here to just listen.
You bring it up.
Okay. Well, I'm just here to listen whenever she brings it up. Whenever it comes about.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I try not to bring up the past because I try not to let that own no part of my present time right now. I'm trying not to bring that stuff up because I feel like you give it too much space. I don't want to do that.
Right.
I don't want to even give it. I don't want to give it that much space. I done thought enough about the past. I'm leaving that behind, living in
the present.
Yeah, living now. So, but that's one of them. Hyper independence. I don't need no one, and not just I don't need no one. I'm not going to ask no one for help. I'm not going to tell a person what I need. I'm not going to just the whole idea of I'm not going to be needy. Like I didn't make this up. And the other day when I told Mona that, she said that wasn't true, but I did not make this up. One of the most expensive therapists, Stan Tacton, he said all humans. I'm putting it in my thing. All humans are high maintenance. Now the thing is, you shouldn't try to be super high maintenance. I mean, you should try to manage that. But there are no humans who are not needy. That's not reality. Why would anybody be with anybody if they don't have any needs? That's ridiculous. Even, at least you need something. You might need a hug. You might need someone to affirm you. You may need just someone to talk to, someone who listen to you, something. But we all need people. That's me. All humans are high maintenance. I did not make that up because Mona was like, "That's not true." I'm like, all humans are problematic, pretty much. All humans.
Right. Nobody's perfect.
Right. And so that's what a lot of people's problem is. They're looking for perfect situations. Like when we was arguing, they thought we was gonna break up. Like, really? You need to have an argument with somebody to see how they're gonna act.
Well, when I first got with you, somebody was like, "Oh, y'all are together for 2 weeks," and I'm like, "Girl, like we've been together already. I'm not just bringing somebody on the scene that I don't know."
Right. They like, y'all gotta give y'all 2 weeks.
Yeah, like I'm not bringing somebody on the team that I don't know like that. So it was like, I'm gonna give y'all 2 weeks, y'all gonna be broke up. I'm gonna give you 3 days, y'all gonna be broke up. And then I had people putting wages down, losing money on our relationship, and I'm like, hey, okay, well, whatever. If you wanna lose money, if we
I don't even listen to nonsense like that because for me that's ridiculous.
even, I was like, okay. But people putting, like, hey, they're gonna be together. And then people probably even try some shit, to break us up,
No, here's the end. I don't mind because people don't come at me like that. That's very ridiculous. And that's very childish. Because I always tell people, as grown people, you don't need permission. You don't need permission to be with somebody. You don't need permission to do whatever you're going to do as an adult person. Because ain't nobody lining up to get permission from you.
Right, right.
Is anybody lining up to get permission from you for whatever they want to do?
No, not at all. So why get permission to do whatever your happiness is? Do not line up for that either.
Right. Exactly. Right. So I'm not. Talk about our wedding because we wasn't on there.
Yep, our wedding is going to be Saturday, 6 days away. The countdown is real. We were out getting a marriage license last week sometime, and this lady was just pacing up and down the sidewalk, and I was like, "Baby, you okay?" Like, well, I'm working. And she was working. I was taking it kind of different way. I was like, "Hey, she nervous? She don't go here and this thing." But it wasn't that. It was just she was really busy that day.
Yeah, I couldn't go in there, be in this session because remember when I did try to go in there, that lady was like, "You can't be on the phone in here, ma'am."
Yeah, you can't do that. So she had to come out, but she was pacing up and down, and I was like, "Wow, is she nervous to get married?" No, but it was not that. So, but we finally. So Saturday will be our day.
And y'all, oh yeah, and I didn't mean to jump off subject. Oh yeah, talk about Wednesday.
Wednesday, it is Darren and Tamika teaching the two-step. So come on out, visit those guys. There are some fantastic people, fun, high energy, married couple. Yep. So.
Yeah, and then some of y'all men back to the toxic and not even toxic, but back to the wounds. Some of y'all men be really wounded too because yes, I know that now. The only thing I will say about the past, just my dating past, is that when I was dating, it was so many men who was like, they were, what's the word that I said? They were like
dating wounded.
Yeah, they were like, whatever they went through with their ex-wife, they were just so stuck on that, and they was just like, I wasn't about to try to doctor them up. I was just like, whatever, man.
Trust me, women don't want to hear what you went through with your ex-wife. Now, if y'all are dating for a significant portion of time on a first date, dude, leave that out. Don't say, "Oh, well, when I was my ex-wife, she did me like this."
No, they were just like, they wasn't saying it. They were just like, they were so scared to get into a new relationship, or they was just so scared to really even get, too serious with anybody because they felt like, oh, I lost during my marriage and this happened and that happened. Yeah. And so they just was like very guarded. And I'm like, well, okay, well, stay guarded, but I don't know why you're dating. I'm not understanding why you're dating.
Right. If that's the case, get a prostitute. They got lots of them out there somewhere.
Right. They wasn't even, some of them be trying to have sex and that was ridiculous, but not beyond that. But I'm talking about dating, period. Dog, they was trying to date, but they were just so scared, like just worse than women.
Yeah,
so the men were worse than women, to be honest.
So if you're one of those guys that just want to hook up, let that be known. Say, hey, I just want to have sex.
Right.
And then shit, you ain't
got to go. Need to buy a prostitute. Just go down on this net and end up on the gym. No, I'm just saying, because they be meeting women, but I guess they say the women like that too, though. They just want, like a lot of the women just want to have sex.
Yeah. Like, and it's me to do and say, all I want to do is have sex, nothing else. And then to handle your business. If you need that, if you gotta have that scratch shirt, you looking for that good jug. Shit, just say
yeah, but then it'd be more to it than that, though. Especially for
a lot of people that will be out there and willing to accept that.
Yeah, but a lot of them don't. A lot of them start out. That's how all this toxicity started. They all start out with, oh, even men, I don't want nothing. I'm just trying to, hook up, and then 4 days later they in love with you.
Right.
Men be doing that too. They act like it's just women, but men be doing that too. Like they act like they don't, I'm just trying to hook up, and the next thing they trying to marry you. Like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. I'm just saying, or a month later, here they come, on something serious. So, there's a lot of wounded men too.
Yep, and some dudes be like, they come to women, they be like, when I'm with you, I'm with you. When I'm not, I'm not. And then when the woman really holds them accountable for that, because he never did change that tone, and then a couple months later, she has another man.
Right.
And well, we've been hanging out doing this. Well, you told me you're not interested in a relationship, and I met Bobby and he is,
Right.
and then you in your feelings because you was trying to skirt the field, you're too old for that. Shit, if you are interested in a relationship, speak on what you're interested in. If you're not, just you hang it up. Just like, okay, you're not the one for me.
Right.
But if you are potentially interested in a relationship with the person that you're involved with, let them know. Say, hey, I am potentially interested in a relationship. Am I trying to get one overnight? I told her I was trying to get in a relationship overnight when I first met her.
He said he wasn't, but that wasn't that long when he just came to Houston.
And then when I said,
Once we started being together.
and then when I said, hey, we are together, and I'm not, I had to let her know, like, hey, I'm not doing that. We together. What you think? Which she was like, okay, we together. Because I didn't want to keep that on the plan board, like, hey, date who you want to date, and I'm going to date who I want to date. No, baby, we're together. Let that be known to her. So she was like, okay, so we're together. So, and then I let people start meeting up. People like, y'all only gonna be together for 2 weeks. It's a 2-week relationship. Like, okay, well, I mean, shit, maybe if you function like that, that's fine. But don't put those functions and restrictions on me.
Right, and we were together all the time, even early. While people were saying all that, they didn't even know we were together all day, every day, doing everything together. We was like already damn near married.
Right.
And right in the beginning of the relationship.
Right.
It was like, oh, y'all gonna be together 2 weeks, but they was telling him that because I don't understand how you get the nerve to say these kind of things to somebody. I really don't. How do you open? Yeah, like how do you open your mouth to predict somebody's relationship when you're not even in no relationship?
Right.
Why don't you figure out how to get in one if you want one? Don't be trying to figure out hers.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
But now we're gonna be together for life.
Yeah, people can talk to him. They can say that stuff to him. People don't come to me saying that stuff. People already think I'm kind of crazy anyway, too. So they don't even be bothering me. And they think he crazy too, but they still say crazy stuff to him.
Oh my God, yes. Like we was on a ship and this lady, she was sitting next to me and she looked over at me. She said, are y'all engaged? I was like, yeah, engaged. Did she know that? I'm like, yeah, because she likes to dance and spin.
I was dancing I was spinning all around.
Not dancing on nobody, just turning and spinning by herself. And she was like,
I was doing about 100 spins on that plane, on that boat.
So lady, she said, well, sometimes people get engaged and they just be engaged for years and years.
I don't know what that lady was talking about. That lady was probably drunk. You know, the people on there had free drinks. I was like, not free drinks, but like, drink packages.
Like, she was like, well, here's my daughter. You interested in her? Hell no. Like, she didn't say that, but she was like trying to hint at me like,
you already know that's what that lady was saying.
Yeah. So I was like, wow. So people.
What's today? March the 3rd?
It is.
See, I'm not supposed to be having no appointments, period, but I see on these other sites, I be getting an appointment on there because I need to shut them all down.
Oh, you gotta
that's on another site. That's for tomorrow.
You got 1 o'clock right now?
No, that's tomorrow. Oh, I don't know. I think that's probably so. But yeah. But we're not gonna stay online all day. We got a lot of things to do for our wedding. But so we will be at Legacy on Wednesday night with Darren and Tamika. And then after their social, we will have, after their class, we will have a social, All Styles Dance social. So there you go. And then our wedding is Saturday at 1 o'clock at Legacy. Starting at 1, right after the fact, we have a reception. After that, up until about 5 o'clock.
Yep.
Okay, and then on Sunday, we have our second Sunday, which is our regular second Sunday. But we're going to have a celebration of love. So that'll be kind of like our after party. On Saturday, we will have DJ Jack in the Box spinning. On Sunday, we will have Raven, which is one of my favorite DJs. We will have Raven over there from San Antonio. Both of them are. Yes. Raven from San Antonio. So yeah, I got a bunch of favorite DJs because I like David Joy still. I like
all of them.
Different ones.
We like all of them.
And some from out of town. If I ever get to want to spend a whole bunch of money, I'll pull someone from Chicago. But right now, we're not budgeting that. But at some point, we will be budgeting that, or maybe budgeting that.
All right. Well, we'd like to end with a prayer.
Okay. Yeah.
Lord, please give everybody everything they need to get by today, this week, this year. Thank you, Lord, for being so good to us and gracious to us and giving us everything that we need in life. Thank you for giving me Dr. Butterfly, and thank you, Jesus, for giving myself to her. We'll see everybody on Saturday.
Well, Wednesday first. Oh, okay.
Well, Wednesday first, and then we're gonna see everybody on Saturday to witness our marriage. Love y'all. Watch the exit video.
Yeah, that's something. Okay.
Watch it. All right. Peace out, y'all. Love y'all. Bye.